Hey everybody, Nicholas Snow here with a special edition of Notes from Hollywood on PromoHomo.TV, which reminds me to mute my devices because they're going to notify me that I'm now live on the air. And I'm coming to you at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, October 5th. I always like to throw out that date so you can put in context the show. And I have prematurely put up my guest Twitter handles. So there they are right now. You can see them, and that's Instagram, Instagram. And you can see them, and I'm going to take them off right now. And it's very exciting to have you here. And I'm going to have Team Broadway on the show because they just won the Amazing Race Canada Season 8. I've known Craig Ramsay for years now. He's a Palm Springs resident when he's not in the Great White Way, as they might call it. And I'm meeting Catherine Wreford Ledlow for the first time. Now, she's based in Winnipeg. And Billl Harris wrote in a special for the Lede, which is a website that Canadians know, moving through tasks that included jumping from a helicopter, lacing up old-style roller skates, singing in Italian, and taking multiple orders at the Richmond Night Market, the deciding factor was a memory challenge that pushed teams to the extreme. But one duo figured it out fastest and emerged as the new champion on the Amazing Race Canada. Harris points out that Catherine and Craig emerged as one of the most inspirational teams in the history of the show, with Catherine fighting through brain cancer and a spell on the sidelines when they were both diagnosed with COVID. So it's a fascinating show coming up, inspiring, motivating, entertaining, and you'll want to stay tuned for it. So, as you might have just read, Notes from Hollywood profiles people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry. And you know, Hollywood is kind of a generic worldwide term. And there are a lot of people that equate Hollywood with anything entertainment when it comes to film or television and so forth. So, anytime I have people that are legitimately involved in entertainment, wherever they might be in the world, I might throw them into my Notes from Hollywood series. So Catherine and Craig first met at the Royal Winnipeg Ballet School almost 25 years ago, and they've been best friends ever since. Catherine was the woman of honor in Craig's wedding, and Craig was her best man, and he's now the godfather of both her children. There's much more I can say about them, but I think it would be more interesting to bring them on camera. So with me, I have Team Broadway's Craig Ramsay, and I have Catherine. Welcome to the show! Jazz hands!
Jazz hands!
Yay!
Jazz hands!
So excited to talk to you.
Yes.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here, and this is a live show, and I have Christian Ortega, who says, "Hola, muchos gracias, amigo." He watches every night, so thank you, Christian. And Lance Druckerman, he's one of the PromoHomo.TV superstars, so he supports PromoHomo.TV. He and his partner support PromoHomo.TV with a monthly donation. This person is showing up as a Facebook user, greetings Nicholas, because of their privacy settings on Facebook. So I don't know who's greeting us, but that's them.
Well, hello to them anyway.
And they also, I'm going to say that they're saying this about you: stars for a star. Oh, so you know what? Someone can send me stars on Facebook. So enough about them. I love them, but let's focus on you. So, Craig, I'm going to put you on the spot first and tell me about your relationship with Catherine.
Oh, it means so much to have her on the show here. I'm in Palm Springs most of the time and share my time between here in Canada, and Catherine's in Winnipeg. And every time I get to see her, because I miss her so much after just doing the final press junket for the winners of the Amazing Race Canada in Canada. So we have such a close friendship, 25 years, as you said, and we over the years have been through so much good, bad, the ugly, all of it. And it made us strong friends. And it's a relationship driven show, The Amazing Race Canada. And we pulled through and really showcased our chosen family that I love so much.
So, your relationship is amazing. And Catherine, I don't mean to get all heavy on you so fast, but one of the huge parts of your current story is that you have terminal brain cancer.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it would be like to have a terminal diagnosis of any kind, especially at such a young age with a young family.
Yeah.
And I understand that it was a conversation with Craig that sort of inspired you to go to the hospital. So take us back to that moment.
So he was, my husband had flown him in to our house after my daughter was born for my 33rd birthday.
A surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise. And showed up and I was so excited. And we were filming a video with my daughter and her Bjorn. We were doing squats or something, and I had to stop. And Craig knows me better than anybody else, saying you would only stop if there was something really, really, really wrong. So he made me promise to go to the doctor. And then he had left that evening. And then the next day, I was standing there, and my husband said, I said, I'm dizzy. And he said, well, go lie down. Instead of lying down on the bed, I just lay down in the bottom of the floor in the bathroom. So he said, go call your midwife. So called my midwife. Then she said, you have to go to the hospital right now. Went there, did two MRIs, two EKGs, nothing wrong with my heart, which is I self-diagnosed myself incorrectly. And then they did a CT scan, and there was a huge mass in my brain, like this big right here. And then I said, can I call my husband? And then he wasn't there. So I called Craig. And I don't even remember what I said to you. Do you remember what I said?
Yeah, Catherine called me and she was in tears. And I asked her, I said, please breathe and calm down and tell me. And she said, the doctors just came in and told me I have a brain tumor and I need to go into surgery, and I might not even make it through the surgery. And I was shocked. It was just beyond heartbreaking immediately. And this strong trooper had an awake craniotomy. And she had to learn how to talk again. And she was nursing her baby through that. She couldn't talk, but she could nurse. And she was given afterwards, after the surgery, is when they told her the disappointing news that she would have 2 to 5 years to live.
2 to 6.
And
2 to 6.
2 to 6 years. And she decided to make changes in her life. And she moved back to Winnipeg to be closer to her family. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Catherine, you're just a warrior, not only learning how to talk again, but learning how to sing and perform. And a few years later, she's performing as Cassie in a chorus line, and she's doing the impossible. She's a medical miracle. And now the Amazing Race Canada.
How many years ago was your diagnosis?
June 24th, 2013.
So 9 years ago, they said you would have 6 years to live at the outside?
2 to 6 years to live. I was like, nope, that's not happening. So I started doing, I just graduated from nursing school. And that did not, I love nursing. I'm super interested in medical stuff, but that was not what fulfilled my soul and my joy. So I thought, well, what does that? And it's performing. So I got back into performance shape and started learning how to memorize lines and learning how to speak, and then learning how to memorize stuff and learning how to be on stage. My dance ability had not really left me. I hadn't done it for like 8 years, but my body found it really quickly. But the lines and the words and stuff were really hard for me. So I just, I love a challenge. So I just decided that I needed to start learning lines, even if I didn't have an audition for anything. I just started learning lines and learning songs. And so,
but it's the pressure. That's the thing, is Catherine immediately put herself out there, and getting jobs and having that kind of pressure makes her push through and challenges her. She loves that. She always has. And of course, what's the biggest challenge to possibly put on her? How about let's do the hardest show in Canadian history, The Amazing Race Canada.
I mean, that's a pretty big challenge.
Oh, totally. By the way, I just moved you to the top of the screen. I felt like you should be side by side in this interview, and I can be down here looking up.
Way, right? Yeah.
I can be down here looking up at you. So one of the things I was wondering, because you're so close, you met at a really young age, in dance class, right?
Yeah, at dancing. Yeah.
All right. And I'm guessing, Craig, was this for you pre-coming out?
Yeah, actually, I mean, pre-discovery. It's not like I
Or
was trying to
pre-discovery.
discover who I was and all of that, but it was actually Catherine who outed me on TV
In Toronto.
In Toronto, when we lived together in Toronto a few years after that. I mean, your best friend knows you, right? Your chosen
I
family
thought
knows
everybody
you.
knew. I thought everybody knew.
And he didn't even know.
Right, exactly. So I'm watching the TV pre-recorded, and Catherine, it's like one of those booths at midnight that you can stop in and share what's on your mind.
Huh.
And they said something about, do you love gay people? And she goes, my roommate's gay, Craig Ramsay. And I was like, well, there you go. You
That's out
have
of
it.
the bag.
Catherine took it upon herself, but you know what? That's what best friends do, is they help guide you and identify who you are before you even know it.
Well, the question I was leading up to is, did you ever have, between the two of you, any sort of romantic sparks? Or Catherine, was he always your new gay best friend in your mind and heart?
He's just always been my best friend. Like there's no. I think he's more like my brother. Like it's like I couldn't even think about it.
And that's what makes it palatable for our spouses too. I mean, we're in our mid 40s, and that's why The Amazing Race doesn't have a lot of, especially mixed gender best friends, because you have family responsibilities. Catherine's got 2 kids. We co-parent with Brandon's sister and her wife. Ryder means everything to me, and to leave is really tough. But they fully trust us. They know, this is just
funny
a brother.
No funny.
Brother and sister. And it actually was a little bit shocking to hear at the finale. There's 4 teams for the first time ever in Amazing Race Canada history. And the other 3 teams were siblings. Mm-hmm. And I think we had a leg up in that because we are like siblings. But you always keep secrets from your siblings. And we have no secret. We know way too much of each other.
Okay, then. I just want to bring up this photo.
Yeah.
Aww.
So there's your entire team, and you're up there in the back left-hand corner. I saw that photo. And the first thing that came to my mind is this show has product placement deals. Because,
right.
When I look at all those clothing lines and everything else, so everyone
they wear it well. Everyone really wears it well.
So the teams, there's several teams that are siblings, and there were, I think, a parent and a child team. Yeah. And were there any boyfriends or girlfriends? I mean, boyfriend, or gay couples? I mean.
No gay couples. No. Court and Allie were dating, and Cassie and Jameek were dating.
I'm the only LGBTQ representative in this season.
Is that rare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Usually they have more, but maybe because I just have such a big personality that they figured one would be enough. I don't know.
And you just put your legs in the air on my show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I cannot do that. I won't even try to do that. But you're clearly your
Yeah.
team
Team
Broadway.
Broadway.
All right. So whose idea was it to apply for the Amazing Race?
Craig's.
Mine.
Yeah.
And did you know you wanted to apply with Catherine?
Only Catherine. I mean, I want to stay married.
I
I
got
thought you
it.
said you were going to
I
stay
got
married to me.
No, Brandon will not do Amazing Race Canada. He can't even watch it. He watched our season, of course, but it stresses him out way too much. Catherine is the ideal partner for numerous reasons. One big one is she has always challenged me to step out of my comfort zone, and I appreciate that about her. And what better checkmark to have in life than, to have a VIP tour of Canada and to jump out of planes and
Helicopter.
Catherine.
It was a helicopter.
Catherine is the only person that I feel could do that for me.
So you got accepted, and then you were going to be in the next season, but the next season didn't happen because of the COVID pandemic, and two years went by. And Catherine, you had concerns about whether or not you would be around in 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have an MRI every 3 months, so I kind of live from every 3 months at a time. So, I was not sure. But so I had a stable MRI right before I left. I had another one right when I got back, and I've had another one since then. So it's all good. Right now, so when you hear stable, that means it's good.
Okay.
Nicholas, it was heartbreaking for the producers, to be honest, to tell us that it was delayed a number of times because of COVID. Each time they had to deliver it, they were in tears because they know our situation. And bravely, I love the fact that these producers and the network, although Catherine's completely cleared to do the race, they're still, it hasn't been done for I'm sure the obvious reasons of the liability and things like that. But they wanted to invest in Catherine and her story and her now legacy.
Well, I just get goosebumps. I got goosebumps at this moment hearing you. But I did see a news piece, a Canadian news piece that Craig posted to his Facebook feed, profiling both of you, but especially you, Catherine, which gave me a lot more insight into the power of your journey. How old are your children now, Catherine?
My son is 12 and my daughter is 9. So she was 5 weeks old when I was diagnosed.
And I'm guessing that the same husband is still here by your side.
Same husband, yeah.
And how are they doing?
They're okay. Tonight I had a weird conversation with my son saying, talking about my cancer. He goes, but it's gone now. I'm like, no, buddy, it's not gone now. I'm so sorry that you thought that. And so we had to go over it again. He goes, oh yeah, no, I forgot. So I think he tells himself other things that might to comfort himself, I think. I don't know, but it was a sad moment for me because I had to sort of re-explain it to him. But it's rough, and it's hard for people that care for me and care about me because I'm sort of an unusual person that has brain cancer. I'm very alive and very outgoing and very want to do what I want to do, and there's no category of somebody to take care, like a caregiver. So if my caregiver, my husband Joel, has nowhere to go to be able to talk to people that are in the same situation, whereas I can go to a brain cancer place and I can talk to other people that have brain cancer, but he can't really, and I want that so badly for him, but I think that he has therapy, I have therapy, we all need therapy, so
Listen, without a terminal illness, we all need therapy. It's like
right?
Therapy is just basically a very good thing across the board.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and also my daughter's never known me any other way, so she just.
Well, I know, because you were nursing her right after your.
And during my I was awake, so I didn't get anything to go to sleep. So I as soon as came out into the prep room for the ICU, I breastfed her And then I wouldn't let them take her away from me the whole time I was in the ICU.
Well, it's stunning. So the you found out. All right, season 8 is gonna happen, and you get to participate. Now, I live here. I haven't seen the series. I haven't seen the season. But tell me about the first meeting of all the teams and sort of kind of what happened in episode 1.
Craig? Oh,
Oh
sounds
my.
I'll throw that to you,
yeah, yeah.
Craig.
It was a lot. I think that Catherine and I have a lot of confidence. You know, we've had successful Broadway careers. We're strong, we're capable, we're mature, but we're fun. Like all of these things that we thought would make us a very strong team and did make a strong team. But when we got there, it was highly intimidating. It was an all-star cast without the producers intentionally casting that.
Mhm.
So it was very clear that it was going to be a very competitive season. And right at the beginning, Catherine and I had to draw on our strengths, which as Broadway performers, we work well with others as ensemble. So immediately we were drawn energetically to a couple of teams and we formed an alliance in that first
Like
challenge.
right away.
Yes. And when this airs, let me mind you that like Canadians aren't used to this, the Amazing Race Canada. So they looked at it was very challenging for them to accept the fact that we did this.
That you created an alliance.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, and it did help. I'm not going to deny that. But the Canadian show is known for everyone, you know, helping absolutely everyone.
Mhm.
And I think Catherine and I being in the States for so long, no offense to you, Nicholas, or any other Americans, you know, we're both dual citizens. And I think that gave us a little sharper edge heading into it, which paid off in the long run.
That doesn't offend me because clearly, if you dual citizenship gives you an edge, that means that the fact that you're also American gives you an edge. So that's a compliment to
There you go.
Americans.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Boundaries. I think we learned how to set boundaries really
Mhm.
well, and that was apparent on this show as well. And just that go get 'em attitude.
Mhm.
So tell me at what part in the race and in what episode did this manifest for the viewing audience? Did you get knocked out with COVID?
After leg 3, which we won, we were so excited that we had won because that means we could get like a little bit of a step up for the next episode. We got COVID. So we
Well,
had,
good thing you had the step up then, right?
right? Well, that didn't happen.
Oh,
So we were out and, you know, like we thought we were going to be out. We didn't know anything. So we waited for a long time before they said, well, we're going to fly you to Toronto and then
It
drive you.
it wasn't a long time. It was actually very short because
Well, it
we're
felt like a long
responsible.
time.
Right, felt like a long time. But because we're responsible, we have our shots, our boosters, everything. There was 3 teams that had COVID
Mhm.
right after episode 4, leg 4, and we were out for only 4 and 5. And in a short time, because we did recover and we were safe to go back on, we did. And the producers found a way for 2 of the 3 teams to re-enter into the race, but not, as Catherine said, we just won. It usually gives you a leg up. We had to fight and crawl our way from the bottom again with coming back. But I mean, we're grateful, and it was just exciting and fun to be back on.
were you underdogs for the rest of the season?
I think from the day one, actually, I think the people that knew Catherine's situation,
Mhm.
although look at, as Catherine just said, it's hard to tell that Catherine is compromised, but as her race partner, and we outlined that she is, and there's things right, left, and center. She had to work triple as hard to be able to overcome a lot, and I think that plus I don't know if theater performers get the well-rounded respect that we should. And hopefully we represented theater community well. I mean, Palm Springs has so much, as you know, Nicholas, alumni of the stage. And as you mature in your craft, there's lots of hidden talents that you learn for roles, for shows, etc. And that adds up, especially for us in the Amazing Race Canada.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. So how much time lapsed between all of you knowing who won and that airing on television? What was the span of time?
Well, we finished recording, like live recording, on May 23rd, and it didn't air. The first episode one was July 5th, and then it finished September 20th. So we knew we won May 23rd, but couldn't say anything until September 20th.
How did you do that?
I just pretend that we lost.
And
I mean,
and you remembered all those legal documents you signed.
I just hid in Palm Springs, California, where most people don't know an Amazing Race Canada even exists.
Well, that worked out well. So I'm gonna bring up a photo, and I want you to when I bring it up, I want you to each tell me how you were feeling in this moment. So let me do my directing and producing and hosting all at the same time because that's what I do.
Juggle.
Here we go, and here we go. Oh. So tell me, first of all, for people that do not know this very famous Olympian that hosts the show, who is he?
John Montgomery.
Exactly. What is his sport in the Olympics?
Luge.
Okay. So tell me, did you know you had won yet?
Yeah.
Craig, I was in shock. I was like, this isn't real. Like, is this real? Like, I really thought somebody was playing a trick on. I really thought someone was playing a trick on me.
Nicholas, from the moment that all four teams were on one riddle in an intellectual challenge right before this, that kind of challenged us to identify all of the challenges, most of the challenges we had throughout the race. As soon as we got that, I could see the blank stare on Catherine's face where none of it was really making sense except me saying, run as fast as you can, go through A50 or 51. And then when we got there, yeah, you could tell she's just overcome because all that we manifested and eventually, wanted to happen came true.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just laughing at that picture. It's amazing.
No, it's Amazing Race Canada. So, do you still have to pinch yourself?
I do.
Yeah, we constantly call each other and just remind each other, that we won, but how we won, and the gratitude we have for not only our experience but everyone that was participants. The cast is really close to us, and something I can't remember if it made it through the edits at the end. I said this is a win for everyone. There were so many times where I think this cast stepped up with compassion for everyone, not just Catherine, but because we all went through a pandemic, and I think we recognize that. And this is a good lesson, especially here in even Palm Springs or anywhere in the world, is that go through your relationships now, understanding that everyone's traumatized in their own way from the pandemic, and have a little bit of patience and heart. And I think that's what this cast did. And when we won, they were all so pleased with us, and that makes it even more of a win.
And we're all still really good friends. Like Court and Allie just stopped by here on their way to Thunder Bay
we're not all still good friends. There's some people that won't talk to us, and there's some people that they refuse to look at themselves and from watching themselves on TV. So I'll be the bad cop here. No, the majority of them. The majority of them, of course.
Oh, so in other words, there were some bad sports and evil, devious people in the mix?
No, I don't think people understand how stressful this race is, and joyous, like all of it. There's so many emotions that unless you actually are on it, you don't get it. And we get it. But I don't want to pretend to know what it feels like for some of these racers for the race they had. And I don't want to judge it, All I can say is that I think that it's a good reminder that we were all there to have a similar experience, and we're not producers. If people have problems with the race itself, it shouldn't be misdirected to us. We love and adore them. As I said to Vanessa in
Veronica.
episode 7, There's an ongoing joke, Nicholas, because I called one of the contestants by the wrong name by accident, not on purpose, and that's
It was
all
really
over social
funny.
media. No, Veronica and all of them, we do have a likeness for them.
Well, this is all amazing. So we've gone 30 minutes. I don't
You
have
have?
to.
Wow.
I don't have to end immediately, but I'd love to ask each of you, and I'll start with you, Craig. Is there anything that you would like? I'm going to ask you each two more questions, and the first
Okay.
is specific to the Amazing Race Canada. So, is there anything more about first, before I get there, so you won $250,000 to split between the two of you. Is that U.S. or Canadian?
Canadian.
Canadian.
And what is that in U.S. dollars for those of us that don't know
Like 200,000, I think.
Okay, and you're going to create scholarships for your dance school because of the impact that dance has and that school has. And you also want a trip around the world. Tell me how that works.
Well, we don't know at this point. We're still getting information and such. So we don't know what that looks like, especially post-pandemic. But regardless of what that is, let me tell you, it's overwhelming how our win and Catherine's story is really resonating with people internationally, not just in Canada, because it is such a special win and a fantastic finale. We're hearing it's one of Tark favorite finales to date. And the opportunities that come in, we will be traveling. Regardless of what this travel thing looks like, we have opportunities that are shocking.
Let's
You're going
talk
to be
about
traveling.
the truck.
Talk about the what?
The truck.
Did you win a truck?
We won 2 trucks. We each won a truck. A huge
Silverado
Silverado ZR2.
And,
Sorry, ZR2 for you Americans.
And Craig, did you leave your truck with your Canadian family, or did you bring it back to Palm Springs?
It
Or
will
did you
be
sell
delivered.
it?
No, it will be delivered to my folks back in Canada. But my husband, Brandon, and I, we built a home. This is a great opportunity to say this. We did build a home in Canada. We're going to be proper snowbirds. So I'm not moving out of Palm Springs. This is home as well for me. And rest assured, my supportive friends here.
And they had to build a home for like our family to come visit. So
Well, of course, and I'm sure it's a very tasteful place. So, Craig, is there anything else you want to say about Amazing Race Canada that I haven't addressed with a question?
Yeah, I think that thank you to all the viewers, and there's so many Americans that did find a way to watch it, and really appreciate that. And Kath, a lot of people were left hanging when we got COVID. They didn't know how Catherine was going to do, especially Catherine with her compromised immune system situation, medical condition. And she was fine. She recovered well. And people are asking how the stress of the race has challenged her positively or negatively. And Catherine, can you quickly answer that?
extremely positively. Like it helped me rewire my brain. Every night I'd sit down with Craig and be like, what can I do better? How can I fix this? And he's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm like, no, tell me. And so I sat with that and thought about it overnight. And like in the morning, I was okay, I can do this better. I can do that. And then, okay, let's go. So, and he's always in his bed in the morning, meditating. And I'm like pacing back and forth. That's the way I meditate,
Well, that's beautiful. And Catherine, is there anything else you want to add about the Amazing Race Canada that we haven't talked about?
I don't think so. I just think it was such a...
It's bringing you to Palm Springs.
What?
It's bringing you to Palm Springs.
It's bringing me to Palm Springs. I'm so excited.
All right, so
we're having a
so
little
what's-
reunion.
Oh, you are. So
Reunion.
it's something that you're doing voluntarily because you want to. It's not like a professional gig.
Oh, there's professional gigs. I mean, she'll
No,
be singing and dancing, and yeah, we're going to have a reunion special with some of the teams here. They're going to come visit, and also Catherine has an eye on a place here to be a proper snowbird. Remember, she's married to American. She is dual
and I'm
citizen,
an American
so
citizen.
Palm Springs is going to see more of her.
I'm just going to buy a trailer next to Craig's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we have a Netflix show for sure. All right. So the other question that I wanted to ask is, I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about the other things you're up to professionally and personally that you want other people to know about. And I know, Craig, that you want to, of course, talk about your participation with Palm Springs Pride again this year.
What do you
And
mean?
yes. So you're promoting the Palm Springs Pride front runners and walkers
And I'll
5K
be part of
run.
that too.
And oh, you'll be here for Pride.
No, I'm going to do it virtually.
Oh, of course. And didn't you participate in the virtual 5K during COVID?
Oh, yeah, yes.
I
all of
remember
them.
that because I helped broadcast. I created a broadcast to help make that virtual, and I included all these video clips
Yeah.
from around that Craig had put together, and I remember you from that.
Yeah.
So Craig, take it away.
So excited to be a part of the 5K walk jog again this year, November 5th in person. You can register palmspringspriderun.com, and it's $35 right now, and you get a t-shirt, beautiful t-shirt.
I want
And
one.
you will, because you're registered even virtually. You
good,
can
okay.
register in person or virtual. Virtual meaning anyone from anywhere can join us. And I'll be doing social media takeovers on the Front Runners Instagram page, and as well as mine, and training and motivating you to walk or jog that gets you out and connected with Palm Springs and celebrate Pride. There it is.
Nice.
How's that for magic producing?
Yes.
So you're looking at palmspringspriderun.com, palmspringspriderun.com.
Team Broadway. We have a Team Broadway because Catherine is participating virtually. I'm in person. So join our team on page number 2, either virtually or in person.
PromoHomo.TV for, I think, the 5th year, the 5th time, and this, because of the COVID, it's not consecutive. I'm the official broadcaster of the Palm Springs Pride Parade.
Nice.
So people
Yes.
all over the world can watch the Palm Springs Pride Parade on PromoHomo.TV.
Nice.
It's so special of a pride we have. Don't you agree, Nicholas?
Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Buy a ticket to come down there.
You have to buy a ticket to come down here, but the
Winnipeg
Pride
has-
Festival is free.
Winnipeg has trips. Air Canada or somebody has trips right from Winnipeg to Palm Springs because so many people go there. So I might have to get on one and buy one.
Well, but what I wanted to point out though is that the festival is free. It's free for everyone,
Amazing.
and the headlining entertainment is Todrick Hall and also Pussy Riot, the famous musicians from Russia. So
Nice.
so that's happening. So anything you want to talk about, Catherine, about what's up for you professionally and personally, besides staying alive, which we're on board with that.
That's a big
We're
one.
like completely on board with that.
Yeah. I just have so much coming up too. Just working with the ballet again, and doing some keynote speaking, and doing some motivational speaking, and just being with Craig, adjudicating with Craig also in Kelowna.
Dance competitions.
Yeah, some dance competitions. Just some really great stuff coming up. And
Well-
I'm also doing like a fashion show for a gala that is associated with Cancer Care Manitoba. So
That's also beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like the three of us have created something very special and powerful in our conversation tonight, and I'm inspired by both of you, Catherine. I send you my love, my light, and prayers, meditations. You've clearly got angels around you if you believe in angels, but
I do.
that's wonderful. And Craig, my neighbor, it's wonderful. I think we spent more time together on camera than off, but I'm not complaining.
We're going to change that. We'll definitely hang out more, please.
Now that COVID's over.
And now that I'm here, I was on the race and gone with the promoting it and such. So I'm here.
Right. Well, I want to thank you. I thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can hang tight and speak with me in 1 minute if you want to, but you don't have to. And
do.
for those of you at home, thank you for watching. And I'll be back with another live broadcast tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time.